Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play Darkest Dungeon. As I mentioned in the last very tiny episode, I was raging uncontrollably at the game, and I needed to step away from it, because I was getting really angry. No one wants to see anyone get really angry at a game that they're here to enjoy, right? So, but I still like the game! I still like the game, it's just, kicks you in the teeth sometimes, because it can. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to pick up our new group, which I just made. I skipped all the intro stuff, and let's get right down to it.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead. Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places. An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome. The bigger the beast, the greater the glory. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Okay everyone, I'll be back. I'm just going to rename my characters here. Okay, characters are all named. Let's go ahead and visit all the locations again. I've already seen all this. Our graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion. Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Like Carrion here will be a decent priest. That's awesome. Let's get her renamed. I kind of like Carrion. That's the name of my that would make more sense for my plague priest, perhaps. And since, let's think, stun, ranged heal, close heal, and a high damage, not a super high damage, but a decent damaged, extra damage versus unholy ability. Let's see what color scheme I want to make her. Is that the classic one? Yeah, that one's the classic one. We'll stick with that color scheme. Clumsy, love interest, Slayer of Eldritch. Yeah, Clumsy's... Well, then again, I think she has a 0% dodge anyway at this low level. Flickering, binding glass, and golden vapor system. Oh, nice! This is the type I like, although she actually really wants to be in the back row without her incision. We'll do something like this with her. And we'll remake Kim. And we're good to go. Let's go ahead and embark on our first mission again.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
What this is this is the name of the group that you've put together here. I actually kind of wish they would let me name it in the game somehow, or provide me with a file, but they took requests, and then they accepted a few of the submitters' requests, and this is the name of this group in this position here. This is actually a pretty good name for this group. And I think she's fine being in this position. I actually prefer the usual suspects rather than the Red Hook. So let's do this.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
I think we're good to go. So, I can't afford to spend that much money here to start out with. So if I lose the whole group, well, that's gonna really stink. Alright everyone, let's do it. As usual, I will not talk during the mission, and I actually should keep notes as to what happened during the mission, so remember to talk about the bits that interest me at the very end. So that means there might be pausing as I go ahead and jot down some notes. Alright, here we go.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line? this advantage. Give them no quarter. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
I forgot to buy torches. Guess we're doing this in the dark.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood. Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
It didn't look like the rest of this hallway got mapped, so we could still encounter a battle or a trap down here.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men. Mortality clarified in a single strike. As victories mount, so too will resistance. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten. More bones returned to rest. Devils remanded to their abyss.
Wow, that really worked out.
My obsession caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
We're leaving with the group mostly stress-free. Is it about 20 each? That's fantastic. None of them need to have their stress really relieved, though I might do that anyway. We got a decent trinket, actually, for Kim. She'll suffer some dodge penalty, but she already has a 0 dodge chance, so that's fine. I'm never gonna use... Oh, this is not true. This could be useful on a pure healer for the stress resistance, I think. But I also think I could use the cash more. As you can see, you can hold down shift. You can see how much this stuff sells for. The Blight Charm sells for $750, and the Common Crystal sells for $1,500. But I'm gonna keep the Blight Charm with you, Kim. And you know what? You don't really do any damage with your skills. The only thing you're all about you have 3 buffs, or you have 2 buffs, 1 area debuff, which is stun, and then she has the Plague Grenade, which doesn't do a lot of, which only does 1 damage anyway. So you know what? You're gonna get both of these, and that works out, I think. Okay, let's visit these locations.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful. Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike. A little hope, however desperate, is never without worth.
This is the interesting group. No healer for our second time in the dungeon. He's a pretty decent crusader.
A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A zealous warrior. A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
He's not so good. But I won't really have a choice unless I want to take one of my others.
He will be laughing still at the end.
Oh, that's rough. Soft on my Hellion, on a Hellion will be very difficult. Backtracker is just actually kind of a useless ability.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
Actually, let's go over the heroes really quick here. So, this gentleman right here is resilient, which is pretty decent. This will benefit him in town and during camping. This also affects his stress healed whenever anything good happens in the dungeon, like he crits, and then he successfully manages to get some stress recovery. So this is not bad. We're not going to be venturing in the Weld with this group. We're going to be venturing in the Ruins, I'm hoping, or the Warrens with them. Actually, the ruins will be venturing in, because some of the other groups, people here, have penalties against beasts. Scattering doesn't affect him whatsoever. Smite and Holy Lance are both melee abilities. So this is pretty decent. With Smite also 15% damage versus Unholy, he definitely wants to be going into the ruins. And he also has a battle heal, which is good. Glanville here is Nocturnal, so he's going second most of the time. Rather, he suffers -2 speed, so he has a better chance to be going later in the turn order with what we're fighting. He's got decent skills as well. This is actually not so bad. He's a decent frontline fighter. Nocturnal's kind of a shame, but if we fight in the dark, he'll be okay. Our new Jester here, Wild Scoundrel, will not help us with where we're going, because we want to go with the ruins with this group. Faithless, that's not so bad. It just means there's 2 locations he won't visit. Zoophobia is not terrible either. If he ends up fighting maggots or spiders in the ruins, this will be trouble. Now his skills are what makes him kind of not so good. Harvest and Slice Off are okay. I do like the bleed effects, but we'll be fighting skeletons, which makes him not so great. Heroic End is a decent ability, but that penalty he'll get after he uses it is bad. He also only wants to be on the front 2 spots, which means that, yeah, I guess that's okay, but that means that means these gentlemen won't be in the front 2 spots. I guess, yeah, which is really where my Crusaders want to be with this group. So that means he'll be position number 3, so he probably won't be using Heroic End. I can also keep him way in the back for just Inspiring Tune, but then that's the only thing he can do with Inspiring Tune. I do not like the way Inspiring Tune works. I feel Inspiring Tune needs work. Inspiring Tune does not guarantee you get healed +3. Everyone gets healed 3 stress. It's a chance you might get healed 3 stress. So I'm just going to flat out say it. It's a terrible ability. It needs work. It needs to guarantee everyone's healed 3 stress. Then it is a good ability. Until it's fixed. I don't think it has been fixed. That's just okay. Now my Hellion here, Backtracker is useless. Very rarely, if ever, do I step back. That's only generally when I walk into a new hallway and see something right away that I didn't want to see. Like a collapsed tunnel, and I didn't bring any shovels. In which case, I'm going to be but on the same note, I see a item right ahead of me that I want to go get. So, for example, I walk out into a hallway, there's something in it, a curio I want. I take the curio, and then I see a blocked tunnel up ahead. I have no shovels, and I don't need to go that way. That'll be the only time I'll backtrack. In which case, this ability is really, really difficult to justify being a good ability. Soft is terrible on a Hellion, because she wants to be in the front line as well. And Claustrophobia is, that's okay. This creates penalties for some of the curios. I think what is it? Oh, no, actually, I think doesn't this affect your stress in the ruins entirely, but not in the weld? I think that's what that might do. Now, the issue here is that my Hellion wants to be in the front 2 lines, which is where my 2 Crusaders want to be, which is also where this guy wants to be. All of this group wants to be on the front 2 lines. So, as good as some of these characters are, they're not bad at all. If I had the guild unlock, I would purchase probably Dirkstab or Battle Ballad for this gentleman, keep him in the back. Yeah, Dirkstab and Battle Ballad would be good for him. Keep him this way, the whole group except for my Hellion can all do shifts to get to the front row, as long as there's things for them to hit, thanks to Holy Lance and whatnot. I don't think this group is going to do well, but I don't want to take one of my higher level characters with me to this next dungeon. So let's see what we have available. I really like this trinket. Why do I like this trinket? It's for traps. So let's go over this really quick so you can understand why I think this is a fantastic trinket. First off, you don't have to keep the trinket on you in the dungeon. You can take the trinket off and I think, yeah, and put it into your party, in your adventuring group stash while you don't want to use it. So this means that if you see a trap, you can put this on, try to disarm the trap, and then take it off right after you're done. As long as you haven't filled up all your loot bags, this is a great trinket to have. Looks like you get a guaranteed trinket now with every single quest you decide to do. I like this trinket, I like the scouting chance. That can be okay. She does have bleed out, which is a decent ability. Can you use this heal? No, you can't. Wow, okay. So the critical dice are also, it's decent. We'll probably be trying it for this dungeon, for 90% of all rooms explored. Alright everyone, I'll be back. I'm just going to rename my characters. Okay everyone, everyone's been renamed. We have Circumference, our Crusader, sorry I'm laughing at my own pun, Lord Kael Laston, Grim Harvest, and Sario Ikios. Now, we are not going to take all the level 0s with us. So here's a big problem. These are level 0s adventuring in a level 1 dungeon. I believe right up at the start they're going to gain a little bit of stress upon starting this mission, and they take more stress damage than level 1s will take. So I need to kind of balance the group a little. So I'm thinking what we're going to need to do is at least take one of these characters with us. So to that end, I'm thinking I should at least take Rachel as a healer for this. We also have Circumference as a healer thanks to the battle heal. And then the question is, do I want to take... who else will come with me? I could take Sariel. Grim Harvest? Well, let's embark. And we're doing this one because I want the Jester's dice, which are not bad, I feel, for a Jester. So, Rachel will definitely be coming along. She kind of wants to be in the last spot, honestly. I should bring Curtis with me, and he should be at the third or second spot. Actually, we'll leave him at the third to begin with. Old Faithful. Yeah, this is mostly a church group. Though I don't know what he is doing in Old Faithful then. Probably 2 priests and 2 of these guys would be better. I really hope I get the option to rename this whatever I want. But still, I do like the idea of the names. This is a good name for this group. Alright, so